What is the story, everybody? This is Jonathan from Team ChainBlock coming at you with yet another deck profile. But as always, before we get into it, please like, comment, and a massive thank you to anyone and everyone who smashed that subscribe button and helped us reach our goal of 1k subscribers. Yeah, that's right, it finally happened. You don't have to listen to me saying it anymore. We did hit 1k subs over the course of the last week after the posting of our Red Eyes Primite deck. So yeah, again, thank you anyone who's been here from the start. We really do appreciate it, and we'll be continuing to bring out more content. Birmingham is coming up. A few of the lads are travelling over to that this weekend. So hopefully there'll be a few topping deck profiles from that. As mentioned in the previous deck profile, we will be doing a nice 3-part deck profile for Phantom Knights, a deck that has been heavily requested over our 2 years of posting on YouTube. Don't know what it is. People love Phantom Knight. People think we love Phantom Knight, and we do. Cal is a Phantom Knight connoisseur. I've never played the deck. I've splashed it into stuff, so I'm going to do it as well. I'm going to give it a go. And then Sean has his own wacky adaptation of the deck, which he is going to bring, which sounds really, really fun. And yeah, to celebrate the 1k subs mark, we'll be posting that video shortly. As always, you can check the links in the description and find the link to Kong's cards, and you can take advantage of our discount code ChainBlock5 for 5% off all your future and current purchases. Get your Supreme Darkness stuff while it is still there. It's nearly all gone, so pick up any bits you are missing, and we really do appreciate it. So yeah, as I also mentioned previously, Cal has been going on a bit of a rampage claiming that Swordsoul is, I quote, shit. Now, I took offense to that, as it is a very popular and beloved deck in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, which got some terrific support in the form of the new Tenyis, Saruya, and the new Link, I can't even see, you know, classic QCR error, Mula. So yeah, really, really good cards that add a lot to Swordsoul and just give it that little bit extra that it might be able to steal some tops and compete. As with our own gone and just the formats picking up and going quicker and quicker, it has been left behind a deck which was once dominant. So yeah, let's just get straight into it and profile some Swordsoul for you. We will start off with the tree of the new card, which kind of brings this all together. Saruya, I really, really like this card. I think it's really good. If you open it, it kind of helps you play through effect negation like Veiler, Imperm. As basically, if you control a worm or a non-effect monster, you can special summon this card, and if this is sent to the GUI as material for a worm synchro, you can special summon 1 Tenyi link monster from your extra deck, which is insane. You do have to pay 1,000 for link rating for whatever you're summoning, so if you summon a link 4, link 2, that's 2k, 4k, you know, self-explanatory. Incredible card that, again, it just lets you push through the interruptions. And then we are playing 2 Atara, 3 Ashuna, 2 Vershuda. I love Vershuda, it's my favourite one. I just remember splashing this into Red Eyes back in the day when I got back into YuGiOh. But yeah, great card. 1 of the water. I was thinking of playing one of the fire just for the extra attribute, but it just, in testing, I just kind of wanted to keep the deck as close to 40 as possible. And then 1 Tenyi Finity. So the new Synchro can add you a field spell. We'll get into that later. And another one of the new 3 cards is Tenyi Finity, a really, really good card that lets you add Vessel or Heavenly Dragon Cycle. So incredible. You can also tribute one monster and then target one monster on the field and destroy it. So it is also just a pop. And then once per turn during your end phase, you can send this card to the graveyard, and if you do, place 1 Flawless Protection of the Tenyi from your deck or GUI in your field zone. So, you know, really good. Possible field spell rotation. So, as mentioned, in the end phase, by sending this card, you can place 1 Flawless Protection of the Tenyi, a card that you wouldn't really have previously played, but since it's all kind of searchable, it just makes sense. Just briefly, all non-effect monsters on the field are unaffected by monster effects. You know, if you get a Blue Eyes on the board, that's amazing. Once per turn, but if your opponent special summons an effect monster while you control a face down or non-effect monster, you can draw 2 cards. So just go, you set this turn 1 at the end of your turn 1, and you go through your hand, you set up a board, and then potentially, hopefully, draw into some hand traps. And then the other 2 cards which I mentioned are searchable now are 1 Vessel and then 1 Heavenly Dragon Circle. So yeah, you don't need to play more than these now, as they are just searchable through combo. So that is it for the Tenyi cards. Let's go into the Swordsoul, and this will be really quick as it hasn't really changed that much. We're playing 3 Moe, of course. Chi Longwan. Longwan's such a good card. Just any archetype that has a built-in burn in time effect is really good. Except Fiend Smith, we don't talk about that band card. Tutaya. I am playing the one Sacred Summit, as I do feel for your turn 2 that it does pop up. Because this is a going first list. So getting this in your turn 2 just to, you know, play through your opponent's board can just be crucial and just the extra little bit helpful. 3 Emergence, of course, and then the 1 Blackout for your pops. So kind of standard, except the Summit, but really, really good and can still absolutely slap. Now, as I mentioned, I am profiling this because Cal said that it is shit, which I do not think Swordsoul is shit by any means. It is in the rogue category, but the only thing I will say is what it doesn't have, as other rogue decks do, is a good rogue deck can catch your opponent off guard. And what I mean by this is, now this is just my personal opinion, like the best rogue decks in the game will steal games. You'll see it at tops, just not to mention like Ancient Gear, but like a perfect example was that Ancient Gear that beat 2-0 Snake Eye not too long ago. And a good rogue deck can like just catch someone off guard and your opponent won't know where to interact with it. And the only problem that Swordsoul currently has is, as I said, it is in the rogue category, but everyone pretty much knows what the cards do at this stage. That's just down to how popular it was. And another contributing factor is it was free on Master Duel. You got a whole Swordsoul deck on Master Duel not too long ago. And anyone who played Master Duel around that time will remember that every single game you searched, you just came against a Swordsoul player who was trying out their free deck because they didn't have to craft any of the cards. But still, this deck can absolutely complete. I will say it also does require a good pilot, but it's not that complicated. If you play with the deck for a little bit, you'll get a hand of it fairly easy. It is also very cheap, so that's always a bonus. For our other worm monsters, we are playing 3 Incredible Ecclesia and then 1 Protest. Yes, Swordsoul is one of the decks that can just search Protest. You don't need to do any of that Nemesis Banish rank 4 nonsense. You can just search Protoss, and Protoss is an incredible card in itself. So what Swordsoul lost when Barone left, Protoss came back, and that kind of just gave it a little bit extra to keep going. And I don't really need to explain what Incredible Ecclesia is. It's a special summon, it's a tuner, it's incredible. It used to be like the main tuner bar, if you've done any, like you just had to summon your Swordsoul tokens. This is obviously a Gyarados. But yeah, it's just an incredible card and just it is absolutely necessary to treat. And now we're going to the hand traps. Again, this is kind of tailored to your locals. This is just what I'm playing, what I like playing. As mentioned in the most recent Sunny P deck, shout out Sunny P, absolutely love the guy, I love his deck profiles. It has been, like I have mentioned also in a few previous deck profiles, that some cards are currently being dodged. So like there's cards that can like play around Imperm because Imperm targets, but you just absolutely, you can't play around Ash. Ash is Ash, there's no dodging it. The only way to stop it is Callboy or cross out it, and you know that's one of them things, if they have it, they have it. So yeah, 3 Ash, 3 Imperm. We are playing the 1 Callboy, we are playing the 2 Triple Tactics. And again, a card which I am really, really loving at this point in time is Book of Eclipse. This will just bait out opponents' interactions because it just has to be responded to. And then Triple Tactics is absolutely insane. I think the deck is currently 42 or 43. I just couldn't drop anything else. I just wanted to play a few of the gimmicky cards. Now, before we go into the extra deck, I have some honourable mentions because this deck does actually have a lot of utility and it can play a lot of fun things. So this deck can absolutely, no questions asked, go second and play through boards depending on what you open. So playing some board breakers like your Lightning Storms, your Feathers Dusters and Triple Tactics going to other stuff is absolutely a viable strategy. And then going along with that is Forbidden Chalice. It's just, Forbidden Chalice is so good, it's so good going second. A lot of people and a lot of decks can play around Imperm. So like what I mean by that is they'll wait till you put something on your board so you cannot activate Imperm. They'll think you cannot like negate their monster effect, and then you just hit them with the Chalice and it's absolutely great. So as I said, the new Tenyi Synchro 8 can search any field spell. Any field spell. Just adds a field spell, not just the Tenyi one. Any field spell. So that gives you a nice few options. So you could rework the extra deck to include a spellcaster and then play Village of the Spellcasters. You can absolutely play Necrovalley. This hurts a lot of decks at the moment. And then another funky card which I've been keeping under wraps and testing out a lot is Summon Breaker. So again, as I mentioned, Swordsoul Rogue deck, a lot of people know what it does. So your little niche interactions and cards that you put in can make all the difference. So if you hit someone with a Summon Breaker, chances are they're not going to know what this card does. So I didn't even want to show this card because like I'm trying to keep it a secret. Obviously other people know about Summon Breaker, but like what this card does is during your main phase, if the turn player successfully conducts their third summon of any kind, it becomes the end phase. That's it. It just ends the turn. It's like Mystic Mine at home. Really funny card. And then another card, again, shoutout Sunny P. I actually commented in his deck profile recently, I think it was the second last one, about how good deck Devi is at the moment. It hits all hand traps, obviously. It hits all the Ryziel cards, barred one, I think it's Sword, and it hits all the mana summons. It's just really, really good. You can make this off your Berserker, or there's one other card which I can't really remember, but yeah, it's an incredible card, and it does pop up a lot this format. You can do some other funny synchro summons. You can make your Lancia or take Bound on the Trishula, and you can special summon out your YuGiOh. As Lancia requires a water tuner, and your Shishao and your other stuff, the tokens they summon are water tuner tokens, and that's all it requires. You can absolutely do Denglong stuff. I was so tempted to play Denglong, but I couldn't find the room for it, and I just didn't want to like make it any more clunky. But you know, if you wanted to focus on the going first build, I was even thinking about making like a 60 card Swordsoul list with Yang Zings and the new, what are the cards? The rank 10 cards that I played recently. Ryuge. Yeah, a 60 card pile with that. But you can absolutely play Denglong if you want for that Omni Negate, and then you can do Chow Fang stuff. And another honorable mention is, of the last one, is I was testing out Shaman. Shaman's pretty good. I just don't think it came up enough. But going into our other Link 4, which previously wasn't summonable, it does stop your monsters from being targeted, so it is better than the recursion that Shaman offers. So that's it for the honorable mentions. Let's go into the extra deck. So, as I mentioned, we are of course playing the new Swordsoul Synchro 8, which is incredible. So what this card does is, when it's synchro summoned, if there's 2 word monsters, that is the requirement in your graveyard or banished, so that's just great. You can just add a field spell. Also, wild and non-effect monsters on the field, so you can just leave your monk up. This card gains the following effects. It cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, your opponent cannot target it with card effects, and also it can make a second attack, and it is a big beat stick. My cards have the old school blocking the attack. It is 3k, so it's absolutely huge for a Synchro 8. We are playing Berserker. We are also playing the 2 Baxia, of course, the 2 Shishao, the 1 Longwan, and the 1 Chengying. Chengying is also not as good as it previously was, but it's still a really good card. I do like going into the Dragoi. And then another personal pick, which I'm really enjoying, is the Agrarine. I can't pronounce this card's name, but it's an incredible card. And basically, if your opponent activates something on field, you can chain this to stop your stuff from being destroyed or banished, and then it just negates the on-field effect of whatever you're chaining to. It's absolutely huge, and it comes back, it floats. It's an incredible card. Of course, we're playing 3 Monk. We are playing SP Little Knight, just in case you're going against your opponent and they sign the D barrier called Synchro, just so you can end on something. And then the last card is the Synchro 4, or Link 4, Tenyi. I am not going to attempt to pronounce this card, but basically you can summon this off your new Saruya, and then it can stop your cards from being destroyed and targeted. It's a really good card. So yeah guys, that is it for Tenyi Swordsoul. Will we get more Worm Tenyi Swordsoul support in the future? You never know. Hopefully we do. The deck is still really good in my opinion. It can still steal his games. But yeah, please again, like, comment, subscribe, check out Con's cards, and see you.